Right, now we're looking at task 6. So what you've got to do, you've got to create a price list, stick it in columns, make the heading stand out, stick an image in there, make it look professional, proofread, spell check, and then upload it. Rightio, so let's download what we need. So this is the Times and image. Do save as, so I can give it a file name and make sure it's in the right place. Yep. Okay, minimize that a sec and get the other thing. Price details. Righto, so I've got what I need. So use the price details to create a price list. So probably most of it's in price details already. Looks like I've got two, but I'll use the one I just downloaded. Right, so it's already in a document. So obviously we're going to need to make this look a lot more flash than it currently does. I'll enable editing because it came from online. You'll need to click that. Now, columns are going to be new to a lot of people, but don't just watch this video and see me tell you how to do columns. They know that columns is going to be new to a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people at level 1 and even level 2 who haven't done stuff that they asked you to do, even when they're sitting their tests. Now, it's not by accident, that's on purpose. They don't want to necessarily know whether you've done columns before. They want to know whether you can work out. You can think on your feet and solve problems. So if you're saying, oh, I haven't done columns before, and then not trying to solve the problem, then you're having the wrong approach. What you want to do is say, I've not done columns before, but I've used Word quite a bit. I've got a brain in my head, so why not have a look around and see if I can find it. So when you're looking for stuff, obviously you look across these tabs. First, choose the most likely one, and then within that tab, have a little search. Obviously, home has got the most important stuff in, so you're nearly always on home. But columns isn't on home in this one, I don't think. No, it's not. So I would look around. I'd look at the next most likely one. Insert columns could be. And then you look across, pages, tables, illustrations. See, I'm using these sub headings here to help search quickly. Text, symbols. It's not in there. I wouldn't have gone to insert first, probably. I'm hoping you'd have gone to page layout, but I'm just saying, look across the tabs, find the most likely, and then within that tab, use these bits like theme and page setup to help you look through a tab if it's got a lot of stuff in, and then hopefully you'll find what you need. Word is designed, all Microsoft Office programs are designed really for you to be able to have a play, see what happens, and hopefully work it out for yourself. Worst comes to the worst, you can click on help, but it's best avoided because you learn by doing rather than reading a load of stuff from the help menu, in my experience. So they wanted it in columns. Just going to pop back to the other thing and see exactly what they wanted. Price list must be in 2 columns. It is sent to the heading Snack Shack menu later. So really that doesn't want to be in columns. If you column the whole thing, just made up a word there. Columns 2. Then see the heading isn't really centered. So I'm going to undo that and leave that where it is and just column the rest. Sorry about using column as a verb. Wouldn't normally do that. Righto, so now you've got this bit in columns and this bit not. So maybe I'm a bit boring, but often I resort to these styles. That's a title, so I click on title. That's a heading, so I click on heading. It's not the most creative way of doing things, but works for me. Now you can hold down Control and select oops, more than one bit of text. It's just like in a folder, you can hold down Control and select more than one file. Because I'm doing the same thing to all of these, I selected them all, and I'll do a heading 1 on them. It's quicker, so it's better. That's my point. Obviously, there's a lot that's not quite right here. The hot food thing kind of goes across too. Oh, I think baguettes should really be the subheading. And I don't like the way that reads, so I'm just going to do that instead. Oops. And make sure you do these things. Don't just accept it because that's the way they've given it to you. They want you to have a look through and adjust it so it's properly professional. Looks right. Look, there's a typo. Nuggets. Always be wary with the ones with apostrophes in. A lot of people put apostrophes where they're not required. If in doubt, leave them out. Improving. Don't like baked beans up here, so I'm pressing delete, backspace rather, but it doesn't want to be there. There's too much other stuff here, so I'm going to get rid of that space. Better. And this is these are the kind of details that you should pay attention to, I think. Basically, just imagine that, sounds silly, but just imagine that you are the shop person, the owner or whatever it is, and just imagine, like, would I be happy to give it out like that? And if the answer is no, then you need to tweak it until it's right. This baked beans is really annoying me. There's space for it there. This is a bit of a trick. You can do insert page break if you want something on a new page, which I don't. But also there should be something called column break, which I can't remember how to do. It's not Control and Enter, Control Shift and Enter. Yeah, it is. Okay, but obviously that's pretty level 2, so you might not know how to do that. If you didn't, you could get rid of more space and stuff like that. I'll press Enter there a bit. These things will work. Right, so this text is a bit small, I think. Well, we have got to fit it all on one sheet of A4. Again, using Control to hide out a bunch of separate bits of text. I accidentally let go there, so I've messed it up a bit. Getting there slowly. Home's where the usual stuff is. Click on normal, might do no spacing. Yeah. And then I can use the tab key to line things up. That's what it's there for. It's not just to jump from box to box in a web page. It's also useful for lining up text like I'm doing now. Tab key is the one just above caps lock on the left hand side of your keyboard. This is always annoying when that happens. You need an extra tab on all of them. If you're ever pressing spacebar a load of times to line things up, you should be pressing tab. It's a much slicker way of doing things. More efficient. And also, sometimes you can never really line things up with the spacebar because different letters have different widths. Oops. Oh. As you can tell, I'm no expert on Microsoft Word, but I do my best. Tomato or tomatoes, tomato I think. If you've never used Format Painter before, basically copy what this looks like, and then you highlight what you want to look the same as it. Obviously I could have just highlighted it and clicked on no spacing, but just wanted to teach you what that thing was. Right, get in there. Obviously it's a bit dull, we'll sort that out in a minute. Open times and image. So I'll just find those files. Copy that. Control and C I used. You can right click and copy it, it's fine as well. Let's paste that underneath. Looks horrible. Whenever you paste, you get these paste options. You can hover over to see which one looks best. They all look pretty ghastly, to be fair. I'll use destination styles. Could be a little bit nice in here. Do subtle emphasis. Although that probably needs to be something heading. That'll do. Oh, it's classic CNG. Sitting girls love to throw in something a bit silly. Again, you might not have done this before. Obviously, this photo's wrong, so you've got to sort it. Never got to rotate it? I don't think so. If you want to mess with the picture, there's the picture tools thing up here. There is a rotation thing. Be aware, if it was just like a mirror image, then you could do this. Just with the handles there. Oops. Undo that was. I use Control and Z for undo. They don't like it if you squash pictures up like this because they look stupid. I'm just going to do a bunch of undos until I'm back to where I started, basically. Alright, happy with that. But yeah, sometimes if they'd flipped it, if it was a mirror image, you'd use this handle and pull it way to the right of the original one. And I have seen that happen. But it turned out that it was just a rotate thing. And if you look in format, then it's in that bunch of options. You might need to crop it, but this is perfectly cropped. If you did need to crop it, you click on crop, and you drag these handles where you want, and then you might need to click enter. But yeah, that's alright. So copy and paste this. It's too big, obviously. I want it up here, so I'll drag it up here. You see it kind of dominates the text around it and pushes it around in kind of a slightly irritating way. You can adjust how that works. That's called wrap text. It means how the text wraps around the picture. So if I look at the options, just hover over them and see what works. Square and tight are usually quite good. I do square. I mean, I'm no designer, as you can tell. So usually when I make things in web, they're pretty horrible. I want a bit more here, don't I? I don't like red for food. I'm going to go for a dark green. Make it a bit bigger. Oh, it's not raining anymore. Just blind. Now's where you proofread it. You might have seen a mistake that I haven't seen, but I'm not going to bore you with me slowly reading that. So, ticking off in my head here, tick, tick, then the prices, tick columns, tick headings, Click centered top heading. Yeah, done that too. I think I've done that, but in the test, just proofread the whole thing because it matters more. Upload your complete price list. So I'm at the stage where I can save, do file and save as. And I might save it as price list complete. Chances are yours will be a lot better than mine. Because A, I rush mine, and B, I'm not a big Microsoft Word legend. I think I've done everything that's asked of me. It looks fairly professional, so I think I'm happy enough with that. Okay, so that's task C completed. Obviously, you'd upload it when you finish, so you close it first, then you click there to upload, show them where the file is, and then click OK. Thanks for watching the video.